Hello students, welcome all to my mentor math class. Students, do you know that it is very easy to crack the NDA examination or JEE examination? But how it is possible? I am telling you students. Students, firstly, you have to start from beginning onwards. And don't think so much about your result. You have to think your process only. You have to think about your practice, about your concept. And don't think how many days you lost. You have to just think how many days you have. Students, that days you have to utilize. You have to make planfully, properly, and you have to manage your time also. If you follow this, definitely you will crack your NDA examination or JEE examination. Hope you understand, students. Okay, so let's start the class. Students, today I will take one question answering session. In my previous lecture, I already discussed about the basic concept of limits as well as methods of evaluating limits. I already discussed about your factorization method and also rationalization method. Also, I discussed your L'Hospital rule regarding your derivative also, that is the main shortcut process for evaluating limits, L'Hospital rule or L'Hospital rule for indeterminate form. Now comes to your question answering session. Okay, so look at this. That question is for what value of m does the limit x tends to 2 fx exist if fx equal to mx minus 3 when x less than 2 and fx equal to x by m when x greater equal to 2. So what does meaning this question? That is, you have to find the unknown value m, and given condition is this limiting value of fx exists. So you know that basic concept for limit is limiting value exist means left limit is equal to right limit. We know if limit exists, if limit x tends to c fx exist, that means then you can write left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. That is, the formula is limit x tends to c negative fx is equal to limit x tends to c positive fx. This is the basic definition for limiting value exists. Left limit means you know the basic concept. If I take the point x is equal to c, when it comes from left side close to c, that point you can take that point, that is your x that is equal to c negative value, that is your left hand limit, closed value. That time obviously x less than c, whatever value you take from left side of c, all values is less than c. Similarly, right hand limit means this is your left hand limit. Right hand limit means it comes from right hand side close to that particular point c. That point is your x equal to c plus, and that region is your right hand limit. And that position, that portion, obviously x is greater than c. Whatever value you take from this close c from right side, x greater than c. Whatever value you take, that value obviously is greater than c. So this is the basic concept for limit. Limit x tends to c fx exists if limit exists, then you can write left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. So here question, in that question, limit x tends to 2. So we have to focus on x tends to 2 so that you can write limit x tends to 2 negative fx is equal to limit x tends to 2 plus fx. So why we written that concept? Because according to your question, limit fx is exist at particular point 2. So here c replaced by 2. 2 negative fx, left hand limit of fx at particular point 2, and this limit x tends to 2 plus fx, right hand limit also exists. That is right hand limit. Both are equal, so that this limit is exist. Now using this condition, you have to find the value of m. Okay, so copy this. Now we have actually limit x tends to 2 negative fx, left hand limit is equal to limit x tends to 2 plus fx. Because why we written? Because limit x tends to 2 exist, fx exists. So that's why we write here limit left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. Now comes to you, look at this function. So fx value is mx minus 3 when x less than 2. So you know that if I take particular point x equal to 2, and when you find left hand limit from left side, closed value of 2 from left side, you can represent x equal to 2 minus. So whatever value you take close to 2 from left side, obviously x less than 2, and that time the value of the function is fx is equal to mx minus of 3. That time is your value is mx minus 3, you can write. Okay, so because whatever value you take close to 2 from left side, obviously this is less than 2, and that time the value of the function is represented by mx minus 3. So you can represent, you can replace fx by, that is your mx minus 3, equal to right hand side limit x tends to 2 plus fx means, that is 2 plus means it comes from right side, whatever value you take, that is your x equal to 2 plus, and obviously whatever value you take, whatever value you take, so that value obviously is x greater than 2, and that time the value of the function fx is equal to, that is x by m. Okay, so that time you can represent fx is equal to x by m, because whatever value you take from right side, so obviously x greater than 2, and x greater than 2 suggests the value of the function is x by m. Now you substitute the limiting value, that is determinant value, determined form, so you can represent x by 2, so you get m into 2 minus 3 is equal to, you can substitute here is 2 by m, so that you got 2m minus 3 is equal to 2 by m. Then cross multiply, you can here m into 2m minus 3 is equal to 2. So this expression we have to simplify. Okay, so copy please. Now we have m into 2m minus 3 is equal to 2. Just simplification, m into 2m, you got your 2m square minus m into 3, that is your 3m, and plus sign here, that is your minus 2 is equal to 0. So you see that this is your quadratic form, so you can factorize and find the value of m. Okay, so back to factorization, so 2m square minus 2 to the 4, so you can write that is your 4 minus 1, because 4 minus 1 is 3, 4 minus 1 is 3, and 4 ones are 4, because coefficient of m square is 2 and constant term except sign is 2, 2 to the 4 satisfied into m, that is your class 9 10 factorization method. Okay, solve the factor, this quadratic equation. Okay, so 2m square minus 4 minus 1 into m minus 2 is equal to 0. So this implies 2m square minus 4m is a 4m, and minus minus plus 1 into m is m minus 2 is equal to 0. So now from these two terms you can take common 2m, and you got m minus 2, and from these two terms just simple 1, m minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so copy please. So now we have 2m into m minus 2 plus 1 into m minus 2 is equal to 0. So we can take common m minus 2, and remaining term is your 2m plus 1 equal to 0. So factorization done. So you can put here m minus 2 equal to 0 or 2m plus 1 equal to 0, so that you find the value m is equal to either 2 or 2m is equal to minus 1, so that m is equal to minus half. So minus half. Okay, so therefore, so you got the value m either 2 or minus half. So this is the required solution, the value of m. So for m is equal to 2 or m equal to minus half, this limit x tends to 2 fx value exists. So in that type of problem we solve like that way, and m is your unknown value find if limiting value is exists. This is the process to way of finding the solution. Okay, copy please. Okay, so next question is, if limit x tends to minus 1, 2x square plus ax plus 2a plus 5 by x square minus x minus 2 exist, then you have to find the value of a. Option A is 8, option B is 4, option C is minus 7, option D is minus 3. So in that type of problem, you have to focus the first of all quantity. So look at that quantity. This is your px by qx form. You have to focus on your quantity. So this is your px by qx form, rational form. and that rational form is the limiting value is exist. And if you substitute here numerator and denominator, you can check the value, put x equal to -1, you can see 2 numerator goes to 2 into -1 square plus a into -1 plus 2a plus 5, and denominator is your, that is your 1 minus 1 square minus that is your -1 minus 2, so you got the value 2, that is 1, 2 plus minus of a, that is your plus 2a plus 5. Okay, and divide by, you see that 1 plus 1 minus 2, so that clearly you see that denominator becomes 0. That is, denominator becomes 0. So obviously this form suggests numerator also becomes 0. It should be 0. Numerator obviously should be 0, so that process will take over, next goes to. Okay, so obviously in that question you have to follow first the quantity px by qx. After that you have to substitute, x value is your -1, you can substitute here. First you have to check denominator, obviously this becomes 0, but numerator we don't know because here a is unknown, but according to your question this limiting is exist, so your job, you have to find the value of a. So this quantity rational form, denominator 0, then process, then quantity should be 0 by 0 form, should be 0 by 0 form, so that numerator should be 0. If you see the denominator is 0, so obviously numerator should be 0 after substitution x equal to -1, so that you see that numerator here. So what is your numerator? Because if you limit exist, if limit exist in that situation, so numerator obviously or should be 0, so that you see that numerator value is 2 minus a plus 2a plus 5 equal to 0 after substituting x equal to -1 in that quantity, so that you got the value, that is your 5 plus 2 7 minus a plus a equal to 0, and from that expression you got the value a is equal to -7. So option C is your correct option. This is a very nice question, because in that question limiting value exists, but this quantity is rational form px by qx. So from that expression you have to find this unknown value a. So what is the procedure? What we have to think? The quantity is rational px by qx. After that second step you have to substitute the value x equal to -1 numerator as well as denominator. After that you got the value, denominator becomes 0. So it should be numerator 0, so that we can proceed another step, so that this limit exists. Okay, so it should be, this form should be 0 by 0 form, denominator is 0, so that numerator should be 0, so that numerator quantity after substituting x equal to -1 we got 2 minus a plus 2a plus 5 equal to 0. So numerator equal to 0, it should be 0. From that expression you got the value, unknown value a is equal to -7. So in that way you can solve this type of problem, and this problem is very important. Okay, so copy please. Next class we will discuss another sum problem. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.